Again. Unusual. Again. Unusual. Next one.
I think that the way to go is to build the capacity of our schools to really be able to partner with whoever comes through the door. I was asked to be a part of a task force for the Boston School Committee where we were looking at the role that families play in their children's education. We did community forums around Boston to find out what was working in terms of family engagement from the perspective of the families in Boston, what wasn't working, and their recommendations. They realized that the amount of work required there to be a deputy superintendent for family engagement because there was a lot of work. They wanted to make sure it was integrated in with the instructional improvements they were making. We have now seen replication of an actual position being created or an office being created in most, I would say, urban and some rural and suburban districts. We've actually started a national district leaders group for family and community engagement. This is something that the Institute for Educational Leadership has spearheaded. Well, one of the things that I love about EPIC is that EPIC has realized right from the beginning that there has to be this connection and overlap between school, family, and community. One of the other things that I think is really special about EPIC is that they understand that families already have skills. They come from this work with a strengths-based lens, not a deficit-based lens. You can't just have families be more engaged and empowered. You also have to have school staff that are engaged and empowered to partner with families. I think EPIC is very special in the way that they've crafted their initiatives, understanding that they're trying to build the capacity of everyone engaged so that they can work together to improve the schools and to improve education for all children. You know, one of the things that we have to do is to be able to understand each other, to understand difference, but also to understand who we are and where we come from. A lot of the work that I do with my students who are very interested in doing this work is around their own identity, how they see themselves as either people of color or people from the majority communities, and how that impacts their work. And it just really underscored to me how important it is for us to change the way we think about families in this endeavor, change the way we think about communities, and again, going back to the important work of EPIC, really sort of reshaping and transforming the way those of us in the education sector see our role and see our job, that we are to view these folks that are in the community with reverence. I would like to very much thank EPIC for this award, and I can't tell you how happy I am, and this really means a lot to me. And I really apologize for not being able to be there because I teach class on Thursdays, and so I would not be able to be there in time for the wonderful awards ceremony. And so I call my students my lovelies, and this is my Leadership for Social Change course, and we are talking a lot about this very work. What kind of leaders are they going to be such that they make sure that they understand that families and communities are important partners to this work and that they're not the sole person who can go charging in and changing everything. We talk about doing this work with families and community and not doing this work to families and community. So again, I think that this is what EPIC represents, this really keen understanding of what it takes to improve our schools, and that it cannot be done without these kinds of partnerships between parents, community stakeholders, and school staff.